All right, so this is probably one of the coolest tripods I have ever got to use. Setup, done. So I picked up this SmallRig Tribex potato jet tripod. It's got quite a bit of a name after seeing a few reviews on it and just getting really excited after it was announced, because finally it was a tripod that eliminated a lot of the headache with normal everyday tripods that didn't cost an arm and a leg. So really, depending on how you like to operate and how you like to shoot, this may or may not be the tripod for you. I know for me, shooting a lot of run and gun style stuff, shooting a lot of single camera operator stuff, like I can't tell you how many times I fuss around with traditional tripods where you're screwing around each leg to raise and lower the tripod to get certain shots, especially when you're on set. Even on a small set, it's annoying, it's cumbersome, it doesn't look great in front of a client to watch you, kind of finagle this equipment. More often than not, clients are asking, oh, is there anything I can do to help you? Which is not what I want to hear when I'm filming. So this tripod right here kind of seems to be the solution to a lot of those annoyances in a price point that, to me, honestly, isn't the worst thing in the world. So after seeing this tripod reviewed a handful of times, I knew I absolutely wanted to get my hands on one. For a while, these guys were out of stock. I would check B&H all the time. Didn't want to pull the trigger on a brand new one just yet. I will always typically check the used section of B&H first, and this guy actually popped up for a couple $100 off of new price, and so snagged it, and it has been an absolute dream to use. So the moment you're on a shoot as a single operator and you need to grab multiple angles of things, whether you're filming products or people, even micro content, oftentimes when I'm filming talking head videos like this with my clients, we're doing some sitting, some standing. Sometimes I'm honestly following them around, getting a few lines in this spot, getting a few lines in this spot of a script. It is the most annoying thing, as many of you watching this know, to raise and lower a tripod constantly, make sure it's level, everything like that. All right, small insert. Even as I'm filming this video, it is so annoying to not be using that tripod and have to manually take the legs up and down. I know it's a gripe, it's a complaint, I'm being whiny, but tripod's pretty game changing. So up until this point, the only other option we've had is a Sackler tripod, which those tripods are beautiful, they're expensive, they're battle tested at this point, they're sworn by a lot of people that they're the best, which is great. However, I was looking for something with a little bit smaller of a footprint at a little bit better of a price point, because personally, if you're like me, when I love a piece of equipment, I oftentimes want to get 2-3 sets of that, just so that all of my kit is synchronous. So if you're anything like me, when you kind of fall in love with a single piece of gear, I want to get 2 or 3 of these. And honestly, 2 or 3 Sacklers, 1, it seems just like overkill. 2, I just don't know if that really makes sense to invest all that money into just having the same Sackler tripod for everything. So with these at this price point, I think it could be really easy to outfit a kit with 2-3 of these tripods. And then at that point for me, and whenever I'm bringing in contractors, it makes it so much easier to just show them one setup. And I mean, this setup is the easiest thing in the world, so that's a big selling point for me. So aside from client work, another aspect of this tripod that I absolutely loved, now that I'm filming a lot more content of myself, kind of getting in public, doing all that sort of stuff, when you're filming in public, one, it's always going to be intimidating, just pulling out a tripod, walking in front of the camera, talking to camera, it's always awkward. However, if I can minimize my time as much as possible between shots, getting different angles and stuff, I'm going to do it. I'm going to spend the money to get whatever I need to keep that process quick and efficient. And so this tripod has been invaluable when I need to get multiple angles of things, when I'm filming myself in public. It just makes the process really quick, really efficient. So I'm not having just to fuss with one more thing in my kit. Next, I'm going to go over a few features that I absolutely love. This is just my real world use case and features that just make it a 10 out of 10 for me. So obviously this lever here that adjusts the legs, I personally think this design is super clutch because it's giving you one point of contact where you really are going to be adjusting the legs, versus like the Sackler, you have to unhinge each of the legs and then put it up and then clamp down on each. This is truly, you can do this with one hand, which is absolutely incredible. So one thing about this handle though, when you're adjusting the tripod, you really want to wait till the handle fully uncompresses before you let the tripod go, because it's not fully locking all the legs just yet. I learned this the hard way. It's going to be just a bit of muscle memory at this point of now knowing that when I actually really want to lock it, I have to fully wait till that unlocks and then I can walk away, step away, keep realigning my shot. Another incredible thing I love is actually this center column here. So what you could expect on a lot of these tripods, especially some of these rapid ones, they're not gonna come equipped with the center column. I've had a few tripods in the past that were incredible. They just truly didn't go high enough, and you're like, why would you need a tripod to go high enough? I still film a lot of weddings, and so when you're filming those ceremony angles and you need to get a shot over people's heads, some of the regular tripods just don't fully get enough reach. Having the center column makes it just that much better to know that I have it. If I need the length, I can extend that far, and if I don't, it obviously just stays down. I think another underrated feature, obviously the legs and the whole mechanism get a lot of love and attention. The fact that you're getting a fluid head with this, and I've got to play with quite a few fluid heads. I have a couple nice ones in my other kit. This one's pretty great. I like it a lot. It's kind of a no frills, no fluff sort of head. It comes with a great counterbalance. It comes with this little rotating knob, pretty standard stuff, as well as your tilt on this side. So it kind of comes with everything you need, nothing really you don't. So I really appreciate that. So I also really like this arm mechanism right here. It just kind of goes to show that SmallRig kind of paid attention to trying to make things small, compact, but also very, very useful. So I super appreciate that. So and the last thing I really like about this tripod is the feet. So you can remove the feet and it comes with spikes, which is great. I tend to keep the flat base feet on the whole time. I like that there's a little swivel so it can really kind of find the flattest base possible. The feet are awesome. Everything's pretty awesome. Again, the small little things, the feet, they're great. I really like it with this tripod, and I like the fact that you get kind of both the feet and the spikes. So what fully comes in this kit when you order it? Again, I ordered a used one, but I got all the same components that would come with the new one. It obviously comes with the tripod. It comes with a padded bag, which honestly, I tend to throw away for all my tripods. I will buy my own padded bags where I can put multiple tripods in, or bigger bags and stuff like that. But it's great that SmallRig included the bag. It also comes, funny enough, with a phone holder. I thought that was a little hilarious. Maybe that was just with my used model. Not like I'm ever gonna put a phone on this, but hey, you got a phone holder just in case you want to. So next, in terms of size, that was another big concern I had, because one, I didn't want a tripod too bulky, but then I also didn't want a tripod too small to where I couldn't feel confident putting a rig that was a little bit bigger. Granted, a lot of the cameras and shoots I'm on lately, I try to keep rigs as small as possible. So honestly, these mirrorless, a lot of different tripods can hold these, but I rather err on the side of a lighter weight rig on a tripod that can support a ton versus the opposite. So real quick break to tell you about the sponsor this week. It is actually Tapacho Headwear Manufacturing. They're a premier headwear manufacturing brand based right here in Central California. They honestly make some of the best hats I've ever worn. I'm a big hat guy. I wear hats all the time. I have quite a few hats, and honestly, most of them are from Tapacho. Most of them are from my favorite brands that have then used Tapacho to get their headwear done. So shout out to you guys. You guys do great work, and I'm happy to have you guys as a sponsor. So lastly, I want to talk about a few things that I don't love about this tripod and who I think this tripod would be great for if you didn't pick up on any of the other things I said in this video. So one thing, when I first opened this tripod, so I got it out, engaged the legs, put my camera on. So I found that it was a little bit unlevel when I was looking at the little bubble leveler here, and quickly found that there's actually no way to level the head specifically. So if you're used to any like 75mm bowl base tripod that are pretty common, oftentimes they're gonna have some sort of leveling base on the bottom, which makes it super convenient if you're on a wonky angle just to level it. So that would have been nice to have. I know like 9 times out of 10, if I fully engage the legs and just set it down, if I'm on a flat surface, it's going to be perfectly level. However, it would have been nice just to get that little fine-tune adjustment. So that would have been great. Another big hesitancy I had before purchasing this tripod was just honestly looking at the reviews on B&H. Some were really great. There were some that were complaining that the legs weren't all engaging at the same time, and I could totally see that point. So the legs here are actually circular instead of a unique shape, kind of like the Sackler. So it could be a little bit easier to get dust, sand, all that kind of stuff in there. And I could see over time that once these kind of get gummed up a little bit from heavy use, that they may not engage 100% of the time like they have. So that could be a potential headache down the line. I haven't had any problems with it. I've engaged the crap out of this thing over and over and over, and it's been consistent every single time. Honestly, those feel like small complaints if I'm going to get nitpicky, but truly, I think this is a 10 out of 10 execution from SmallRig at a price point that if you're doing this full time, if you're doing this for a living, that is relatively easy to afford, especially when it's going to be a good piece of gear that's going to remain in your kit for a long time. So I'm really stoked on this thing, especially how it stacks up to the competition. And I plan to add probably 2 more to my kit over the next year. If you like this video, if call to actions are still valuable in YouTube videos, consider subscribing, consider hitting the like button. I'm not a big gear review guy. However, I own a lot of gear. I use it for work. And so I'm just going to bring you guys cool stuff that I find super valuable, that makes my life easier and my job better, which in turn makes me more money and gives me more time to do stuff I like this. So if you guys like the channel, consider supporting, and see you on the next one.